Hey everybody, what's going on? This is Sex Dr. Heather. Welcome my live chat. So it's Tuesday, right? It's like this day where people just don't really give Tuesday any love. So I'm going to give Tuesday some love. This is your Tuesday motivation from Sex Dr. Heather. Please subscribe to my channel. I know, I heard you loud and clear. A lot of my followers and new followers that have come over, they're like, Sex Dr. Heather, how did you ask me to come to your YouTube channel and you don't have any videos that are recent? So please accept my apologies. I do have a lot of older videos, but they are good. So make sure you check some of them out before you go and drop me a comment. Let me know what you want to hear about, because I'm open to talking about everything human sexuality related. Also everything, just marriage and couple relationships, things like that, because I am a marriage and family therapist. I'm also a sexologist, and a sexologist means, the reason why I call myself a sexologist is because I qualify in that I am a sex therapist, I am a sex educator, and I am a sex researcher. So that's why I say sexologist. Also, I'm a psychotherapist, where I see people individually for an array of issues, and maybe not even issues. Sometimes I do life coaching. It just depends on what's going on and what you need, and why you need my help here at the studio for sexual health, wellness, and education. The education piece, I'd like to do more in the community. I just recently became nonprofit, and that's because I want to give back to the community. I want to give back to the community where I grew up. I grew up in West Philadelphia, and we did not have programs where we learned about anything related to sexual health. We did not have those resources. And I know they have some resources now, but not a lot. So in that respect, I'd like to go back into the community where I grew up and give, education and materials and things like that for people to learn from. Hey everybody checking in. Where are you checking in from? Okay, so let's quickly talk a little bit about highly sexual couples. I chose this topic because I get a lot of DMs and people that call me for therapy around desire. They say, oh, I've been with my partner for a year. Anywhere from 6 months to 10, 20 years. I mean, it just depends on where you are in your relationship, if you communicate, but generally 2 years is the cutoff point for people to say things to me like, oh, I don't desire my partner like I used to. Why do we not have sex like we used to? It was good back in the day. We need help. I get it. I do. That could happen at any point. Okay. But usually after the first 2 years, the honeymoon period is over. Okay. And you look over like, what am I doing? Who is this? So at that point, I think you need to make a decision. You need to make a decision whether you're going to communicate, whether you're going to fix what's going on or not. So I would say some of the things that you can do to become a highly sexual couple is commit. So I would say commit to foreplay. Foreplay is important, people. I know sometimes you just want to get it over with. You just want to do what you got to do, roll over and go to sleep, especially when you're in a monotony of life. But think about it, the monotony of your everyday life. This is why you're in that place you're in with your sex lives, with your partner, because of the monotony. So break out of it by extending your foreplay or even doing it. So listen, I know you guys are not doing a lot of foreplay. I know foreplay is something that gets pushed to the back because you think you don't have enough time. Make time. Foreplay is important. Okay, you get to know each other's body through foreplay. All right, and it's a little bit of teasing that goes on. So make it work through foreplay. Foreplay should not be 3 minutes. It should be 15 to 20 minutes, and even longer if you like. Foreplay can include outer course. Outer course is amazing. And outer course is something that you can do on the outside of your body to each other. You can lick, you can kiss, you can touch, You can use sex toys. You can use food. There's a lot of nice, fun, erotic things you can do if you slow down and pay attention to what you're doing. Another thing, some people don't necessarily agree with what I'm going to say, but I've seen it work a lot. Let's just say that. This works, people, because when you don't, it's a sex schedule. So what you need to do is come up with a sex schedule, okay? Because when you try to say things like, so I know what you're gonna say, oh, I don't wanna be on the schedule, that takes the fun away from it. So are you having fun anyway? So tell me about that. Is that working out for you? The fact that you probably aren't having sex because you're not on the sex schedule, and that whole spontaneity that used to occur in the first 2 years really is not occurring anymore. So tell me how that's working out for you. Sex scheduling, just try it out. Try it out for a month. See how that goes. And get back to me. Let me know. It works. It's not working. I know it's going to work. All right. So get on the sex schedule, figure it out. It's 7 days in a week, people. So if you want to have sex 5 days out of the 7 days a week and your partner does not, they're like, no, I just like 2. Where's the meet in the middle? This is a part of communication. You meet in the middle. How? They don't get their way, you don't get your way. So this is when you have to communicate, right? So maybe 3 days is good, and you can schedule that. So if there's 7 days in a week, 3 days for sex, maybe Monday, Thursday, Saturday, or Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Figure out what your sex schedule is going to be. It will be worth it. Also, touch each other a lot. Touch your partner, people. I know sometimes when you get home, if you live together, or even if you don't live together, this is for people I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. This is for people in partnerships and people that are not in partnerships. If you have someone that you're having regular intercourse with, you can definitely just touch them. Sometimes the art of touching gets lost, because of the monotony. As I mentioned earlier, you forget that your partner is there. You both go to bed, you sleep, this is your side, this is your side. Talk about, hey, touch them when they come in the door. How was your day? Grab their hand, maybe give them a hug, maybe touch their arm, give them a little pat on the booty. Whatever, figure out what your partner likes and some of the things that you can do to touch your partner in a way that they feel loved. That also is one of the habits that highly sexual couples have. Another habit is they know sex isn't always perfect, right? So yeah, I said it. So sex isn't always perfect. And that means, are you ready, guys, for this? Drum roll. You don't always have to have an orgasm, okay? So, and that doesn't mean sex wasn't perfect. Sometimes you might have a flop or a flip when you're having intercourse. Maybe things could happen when you're having outer course that may turn you off, that may be like, oh my gosh, what did you just do? Like, did you just lick me there? I don't like that. How do they know if you don't talk about it? So I would suggest communicating. If you have a flop during a sex session, talk about how come it flopped, what went wrong. Let's work this out. But you have to be open in the communication around what didn't work out, or else you won't ever know, okay? So talk about it. Once again, these are some tips so that you can become a highly sexual couple, okay? So another one is taking care of your partner's sexual and emotional needs, okay? That is pretty much how it sounds. What does your partner enjoy? What do they like? Do you know? So maybe you think you know, Okay, so let's say you've been together with somebody for 5 years. You know exactly what they like. Have you been doing it? Or have you not been doing it? And has anything changed? Talk with them. You know, I know you did like this before. We haven't done this in a while. Do you still like it again? Would you be open to trying something new? You know, their emotional needs goes along with their sexual need. So what are your emotional needs around sex? Do I need to hold you after sex? Or do you want space? Tell me what needs to occur and what needs to happen during that time. Another thing is being comfortable with each other. This is something I teach the couples that come see me here for couples therapy. I constantly do a check-in around their comfort level. And when couples come to me that aren't comfortable with each other, I help them to form a level of comfort, and I do this certain theory with them, and it's really good. Sometimes it lasts about 4 months, 3 to 4 months, it depends. But after I do it with them, they thank me and they're like, oh my gosh, we're so much more comfortable with one another because we actually did the activities and exercises that you suggested. So one thing I'll suggest to you that you can do with your partner when you're feeling a little uncomfortable, sexually, I would say turn on the lights and look at each other's bodies. Look at each other, take it in. This is the person you're with. You want to know every nook and cranny, everything that's going on their body. You want to tell them how beautiful they are. You want to make sure you are comfortable, okay? So another thing is, the last thing is being your partner's best friend. I know that's like cliche, but you know what? It's true. When you are someone's best friend, you're comfortable with them. You're okay with communicating because you have done so much of the things that I've already mentioned because you're best friends. You trust. So best friends equals trust too. You got to trust this person that you're with and want to build a better sexual life. You have to be open to these things. What sometimes happens in couples is that they have this great sex life, everything's going good, and then they hit this wall and they lose hope. So without fixing it, it gets worse and goes down deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper. And then guess what people do? They don't talk about it. And then they don't have sex anymore. All of a sudden, oh, we haven't had sex in 6 months. It's like, huh? Wait a minute. So you have to talk to your partner about everything. Be your partner's best friend, okay? So as I wrap up today, I just want to say thanks to those who are tuning in, listening to Real Sex Talk today with Sex Dr. Heather. We're talking about becoming a highly sexual couple and how you can do that. I hope that you do some of the things that I recommended and your sex life gets better. Thank you. Peace.